everybody, welcome back to the fifth flip of my Fauxbonichi. If you're new to my videos, thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and get started right away. I'm starting here on Saturday, October 17th. And the thing I like most about this page is the border of the, I think it's Distress Ink from Tim Holtz. And I've done that a few times. If you saw my last video, you probably remember seeing that a couple of times. These are all cutouts, magazine pictures. I used a little stamp set I got here at Michael's I'd used previously. And this is a paint chip card from Walmart or somewhere. And I just covered up the color of the paint with some words that I found in a magazine. And in general, pretty much all of this journaling is talking about how fast my day went by. That I went to the art table. It was my first weekend, I think, since the kids had moved out. And so I was going to spend the whole weekend, or at least that whole day, doing art. And wound up, I was going through my art supplies, and then the next thing I knew, it was 3:30 in the afternoon, and my son was calling and telling me he was on the way to pick up the last of their things. That's pretty much what the whole journaling is about on these two pages. I like the look of that. Green's not particularly my favorite color, but I like the way it looked with this. On Sunday, I colored some. This is from someone named Leonie Davis. I believe I found these online on Pinterest, and I colored and cut those out and added it to this little porch scene. These are some more of those letters I had mentioned before, and I actually found some, or something similar, I'm guessing, finally on eBay, right after I said last time that I couldn't find them. So they're on their way. Can't wait to get them. Hopefully they're similar enough that I will enjoy using them. My journaling here was about what I did that day: washed clothes, cooked food, went to the dollar store looking for washi, went to work for a little while, grocery shopping, worked on my journal, etc. And then I had a little what I'm grateful for here. I tried to put that on most days, but didn't always make it. This journaling is about the sunset that I saw on the way home that day. Usually when I'm at my house, I'm either at work when it gets dark or I'm already home. And in both cases, I can't see the sunset, but on that particular day, I was on my way home and saw this beautiful sunset. So I just kind of marked a kind of a interpretation of the sunset. Definitely was not as pretty as that. And then my journaling was about the fact that when I saw that sunset, it reminded me of a book I had read like the last year, I guess, called The Age of Miracles. I don't have the author's name handy, but it's about how the Earth's rotation slows down more and more each day until there are days of daylight and days of nighttime in a row. And it's told from the perspective of a 9-year-old girl. It's a really good book. So if you're interested in anything like that, kind of not sci-fi, but I guess the situation was sci-fi. But anyway, and then I did some journaling about how I love sunset and sunrise and how they seem so magical and mystical and wondrous. And then this page, for the most part, was this little note from my son where he had come by to pick up a couple other things. That might have been one of the last things that he got out of the house. And he left me this sweet note about thanks for all you do, being my mom, a great mother-in-law, and a great grandma. And then this was a little page filler. It was to the last photo you took. So I had a picture here of a little fall mantle that I had done with my grandsons and how that turned out. And then this is some stamps that I had received in the mail that day. And, you know, like most of I love stamps, but then I use them a few times and they get put away because something else comes to my mind and then I never get them out again. So I'm gonna have to dig through my stamps and like do a whole month of stamping something different on my page or something. This is, the Back to the Future Day. For those of you that watched the movie, you'll know that October 21st, 2015 was one of the dates in the DeLorean. And so when that date actually came up, a lot of people did a Back to the Future page. Here is my son. He's 30 now, so I guess he was about 7 or 8 in this picture. Maybe not that old, I'm not sure. So he's doing his Marty McFly imitation. We loved that movie. We watched it honestly, 50 times would not be an exaggeration. Some days we watched it 2 or 3 times in a day. It just kind of was on a loop at my house all the time. And so I was really excited when my grandsons got to be of an age where I thought they would understand it, at least the older one. And so I went out, I bought a new CD set of them, or DVD set of them. When we watched it, it was on VHS. That tells you how long ago it was. And we put it in, and then we realized, yeah, this is not really G or even PG rated. I guess all those years ago we had taped it off TV, and so it was, you know, didn't have the language in it. When you get the actual DVDs, yeah, they have language in it that we don't let our grandkids hear. So yeah, that's been put on the shelf. But anyway, it was a really cute page, and I like doing that. This page is mostly about my anniversary at work. I had my 2-year anniversary, and one of the ladies there came to my door and sang happy anniversary, and then took me out for lunch. And this is a 5 on Friday page. I love this paper right here. I got this at Michael's. I actually even went back, I cut this sheet up, and then I went back and got another one because I loved it so much. And I think they still have it there if you're interested. What I did was I cut this out around these flowers, and then this was the other part of the paper here. This lady was added in. So I kind of cut this paper to cover her up so you didn't see her initially. And then the 5 on Friday was paper with at least 4 colors, which is this paper, pencil in the color of my favorite fruit, which is a grape, so I used purple, although I really like the green grapes better. And use an image from a magazine, use alpha stickers to write my name, and add some stickers that make me happy, which were this sweet little butterfly and the bumblebee and the heart. And then the rest of it was some stuff about work, and that the kids were going to a concert, and they brought the boys over, and they spent the night with me. Another page. This one is not distress right here. This is actually oil pastel that I put around the pages and rubbed it in, kind of make a border on it. And then I colored in these every other blocks because I used the graph paper. Really like the way that turned out. I might have to do that again. And this is the boys went apple picking. I actually wasn't even there, but Rachel sent me the pictures, and I put them in the book. This is coloring book that I cut out. Here's my little stamps here, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner that I got a couple days before. And then these little journaling blocks, I got those off of Pinterest and printed those before I got my color printer. So I just colored them in with colored pencil. And then there's a couple of Halloween pages. Just listed things I did that day. I got this cute little picture off of Etsy. I think this was somebody, you could buy this actual shoe and hat, and they were like ridiculously expensive, like $125 or something, but I love the picture. And I think the prompt that day was something about the view outside your window. So this is the view outside my office window. And as I was going through some old stuff, I found this. This was this owl was on a birthday card, not a birthday card, sorry, Halloween card from my mother to my son about 25 years ago. And I just thought this was the cutest little owl, and I cut it out of the card and put that on my page. And then here, I think my son had come over and set up my printer, so here I printed out. I love my new printer. I love my new printer. So then I really enjoy doing that because I try to print something almost every day. And some more just fallish Halloween pages. Most of this is about work and how I was really slow and spent most of the day commenting on the Fauxbonichi Journalers page. Whoops. And somebody posted this, I'm not sure who did, and I printed it out and colored it. And one of the prompts for that day was this troll, and I actually named him Harry Troll. And he's saying, come on in, and I drew a little path into his house. And both of these images I got off of Pinterest. And this side, it's all pretty with little flowers, and then you go into the back and it's all dark and dreary. So that's where Harry Troll lives. And then this page right here, I think I want to make this my last spread for this video. I don't want this to go too long like some of the others have. This is a picture of me and my sister and brother. I actually have another sister and another brother, but they're younger. This is us on Halloween. My mom used to always make our costumes. and I was going as a Hawaiian hula girl or whatever. I have just always been fascinated with Hawaii my whole life. I'm not sure why. It's just I always have been. And so anytime I can do something about Hawaii, dress up like Hawaii, I would always do that. And then this is just all the journaling about how my mom made these. They were costumes for a school play, and then we used them for Halloween that year. And some more journaling about what's your perfect trip, and I did all that about Hawaii. Love these little, this was a Draw It. Love these little candy corns. I love their cute little faces. They're so cute. And then I love this little Hawaiian hula girl in the Hawaii time hours. And this is another page from coloring book. I colored that with colored pencils. And then this is the 5 on Friday. For that day was add orange or black paper, use purple or black pen, add an apple or a pumpkin, add a spider, and add something seasonal, which was this little witch's house. And then did some journaling about the fact that I was going to the kids' house the next day for Halloween and see them in their costumes, and I was going to give out candy while they took the kids out. So anyway, I think I'm going to end there. I probably should have just went ahead and did one more page and finished up October, but I will do that the next time. Thanks so much for watching.